too much and you'll get sick. Shrimps are pretty rich. How
The year is 2010. You're watching Toho meme reposts from Nico Doga, shit posting online, and waifu posting about who's best girl on Mongolian basket weaving forums. Your room's a mess of shonen manga, instant ramen packets, and Mountain Dew. Truly, the meal of champions. An anime just came out that pretended to be an incest show but turned out to be all about you and your hobbies, as well as this mysterious place called Akihabara, far off in the weird and wacky nation of Japan. And it sounds awesome. Even these internet strangers are still reeling from the ending of Code Geass and arguing about how Lelouch is so much smarter than Light. Talking about how Gurren Lagann is the hypest, coolest anime ever to be put on screen. And how no one can understand FLCL. But damn, the Pillows are a good band. Talking about how wild it is that King Arthur is a girl from Fate, but a Holy Grail War is quite possibly the coolest concept ever made. But most importantly, you think to yourself in the back of your head, after watching Welcome to the NHK, you can't help but think how the main character is literally you. And this is when it hits you. You love anime. The 2000s and 2010s is commonly seen as the golden time for anime, where the idea of must-watch shows was in full swing, where you weren't a real anime fan until at least you've seen all these shows. This was also when anime was still the weird, new thing that only edgy nerds liked. I still remember being in elementary school and looking at those edgy kids reading Naruto and Bleach mangas during lunch and thinking, I'm like 10, how the fuck did you get Naruto and Bleach? What? But also think about how cool they were. How I should be friends with them. With the weird school shooter kids. God, I was fucking gay. I remember gaining full access to the internet, being really confused as to what a Toho or a Caramel Dansun was. And why was it everywhere? I looked everywhere. Everyone was freaking out about the ending of Code Geass. It certainly was an interesting time. It was almost as if the whole internet was in the honeymoon phase of anime. As if the corners of the internet first discovered anime and it was the single greatest thing to ever exist. So many bright colors, stellar animation, characters, and worlds, all burning stars of inspiration, where every show you'd ever watch was the greatest show ever. No longer do people have to rely on VHS tapes, and Toonami hasn't ended yet. But more importantly, was the rise of torrents and pirating, with technology getting easier and easier, and with anime fans, who at this time proudly called themselves otaku, getting more and more skilled and experienced with the internet. There was a time where anime was both popular, but still niche. Almost as if it was a secret club for all these internet weirdos with its own rules, guidelines, terminologies, and even phenotypes. Yaoi paddles, glomping, the Hari Hari Yukai, they were everywhere, and JoJo memes haven't popped off yet. It was a whole nother world of inside jokes, references, and other weird, cringy bullshit. And this was all based. At the time, there was no weird meta-irony with being an anime fan. No self-depreciative, haha, I'm such a weeb. No. The anime fan was loud and proud. And really obnoxious about it. But, why shouldn't they? With classics such as Code Geass being a political sci-fi mech show. It's not even about the mechs. It's not cringe, I swear. It's not a mech show, dude. With compelling characters and still holding the crown of the best ending in all of anime. Or Steins Gate, a sci-fi thriller that both gave everyone a glimpse into the paradise known as Akihabara, gave bits and pieces of otaku and 2chan culture alongside this time travel mystery. Gurren Lagann being one of the hypest, manliest, wear your emotions on your sleeves, shout to the heavens how this is the greatest show ever made, and it made everyone want to be Kamina. There's also Haruhi Suzumiya, which is about a girl named the Melancholy, who's secretly the biggest bitch ever, and for a short time started a cult around her, and is quite possibly responsible for the first ever really stupid TikTok dance, with its crowning achievement being quite possibly the funniest troll in the entire history of art, fiction, media, the funniest troll in all of human history that's airing the same fucking episode 8 times for 8 weeks straight with only slight tiny little differences, only then to recapture our hearts with the cinematic release of the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya that somehow made those 8 stupid fucking episodes worth it. FLCL being the punk rock anthem of a generation, Samurai Champloo coming out and permanently associating hip-hop with anime, hip-hop with samurais, Elephant Lead being that show you put on for your friend and go, heh, anime's for kids, you say? Check this out. Black Lagoon for being really cool. Baccano coming in and sweeping everyone up in a frenzy of chaotic jazz and a unique setting for anime for once. Darker Than Black for showing off anime Batman and having one of the edgiest names there is. That OP's really good though. Mushishi, Monster, Afro Samurai, and High School Host Club, Full Metal Alchemist, Love Hina, Toradora, Squid Girl, Log Horizon. There are so many good shows. Holy shit, I could be here all day. Lucky Star gets a special mention solely because I like it. You can't tell me otherwise. It's my fucking video. But it would be one of the first shows specifically for anime fans. For trying to continue the legacy of Haruhi, playing into tropes, being filled with references and whatnot, and key moments and events being only something an anime fan at the time would understand. And now it kind of acts as a time capsule. I've seen a few people saying that it's a bit hard to recommend Lucky Star nowadays. But there are 2 shows I want to talk about specifically, because I feel like they each represent the trends that would start here. Death Note and Naruto. Now, I don't want to talk about them because of their quality, but for how popular they would become. With even my school in the middle of the deep south nowhere of the US, having kids with manga volumes roaming around. And why shouldn't they? In fact, they're actually almost perfect. They both act just serious enough, just mature enough, and just smart enough to scratch that itch. The itch that makes you feel. That makes you feel smart, that makes you feel mature, while also still being safe enough and kiddie enough to not be too intimidating. Still be marketable enough to a wide general audience, both just being for different ages. Naruto's more for kids, and Death Note's much more for preteens. Naruto Shippuden would be for preteens, but I would argue, and am arguing, that these are the first good enough anime shows to get widely popular. Side note, Elfen Lied was a fucking shitpost. It was never popular. It totally doesn't go against my point, even though it was weirdly popular that my high school girlfriend really liked it for some reason. So I imagine several edgy white girls also really liked it. But everyone knew it was trash and stupid, and it wasn't real. Shut up, Fed. I'm in your fucking walls, and you masturbate really loudly. Unlike me, who's based. Don't moan while masturbating. Be a man. Have really awkward conversations with your girlfriend. Why the... Sexy talk's fucking stupid. Don't fucking talk during sex. It's weird and cringe, and I don't like it. Sex should only be turn the lights off. I don't want to hear you talk. No moaning. No one's allowed to moan. Turn the lights off. Clothes on. Missionary only. I don't even want to see a fucking candle. Don't play music. Don't play shit. I'm gonna... Look, we get a boom, boom, boom. We're done. I zip up my pants, and I'm gonna leave. I always leave. I'm a jackass. Oh. But did I say 2 shows? Actually, I fucking lied. I lied. I'm not gonna talk about 2 shows. Because there's actually no show, no event, no bigger sign of the fucking end times, no greater sin on this earth, no bigger stain on humanity, no greater mistake that we've ever lied. Holocaust, not real. Holodomor, not real. Moon landing, not real. What other things? Mass famine in China? Not real. Taiwan? Not real. There's nothing. The Bible says we'd have 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. War, conquest, famine, death. I think I fucked up the order. But there was one more. There's a 5th horseman of the apocalypse. There's no greater mistake than the airing and subsequent reaction to Sword Art Online. It used to be considered good for maybe like a week. It was actually maybe even considered a mid-show. But after several years of YouTubers putting this show into the fucking dirt, holy shit, you'd think Sword Art was Bin Laden. In the end, it was a mid-show that got mildly popular. There are worse shows to have come out before and since then. The action from YouTubers at the time, who are more or less, and still kind of are, they still kind of act like spokespeople for the general internet audience. And I dare say they were a massive driving point into Sword Art's popularity, at least in the West. It's just a meme, one big joke. Sword Art was destined to be forgotten. But everyone watched it. Probably because it was on Toonami. And everyone made a video on it. Because it was that bad, guys. Dude, this is terrible. Come on, like, you know, it's Sword Art. Kirito's too overpowered and cringe, and like, it doesn't make sense. It's just dumb. You know, you've heard a million different reasons why Sword Art's gay and cringe. Sword Art was the beginning of the end. The event horizon. The point of no return. There will forever be a pre- and post-Sword Art world. Whether the popularity of Sword Art stemmed from how easy it was for young teenagers to self-insert as Kirito, and how immersive the world was at the time. And it's still, without a doubt, an interesting premise. A death game inside a VR MMO anime for the first time? It was one of the first anime set inside a video game since .hack. It appealed to the gamer audience that would also be rapidly exploding at the time. But the show was mediocre. And while a piece of media making you feel upset, angry, or disgust is better than a piece of media that makes you feel nothing, mediocrity was rewarded. And it was rewarded handsomely. The year is 2018, and anime was just about to see a massive boom in popularity, both in the number of anime coming out and the amount of conversations surrounding those anime. This year, we would get Violet Evergarden, Megalobox, Rascal Does Not Dream, Bunny Girl Senpai, Happy Sugar Life, Bloom Into You, My Hero Academia, Love is Hard for Otaku, Devilman Crybaby, Zombieland Saga, Masters of Ragnarok, and Angels of Death. And of course, the big blockbuster blowout of that year, Darling in the Franxx. The so-called second coming of Ava, but also just a ripoff of Ava. The big collaboration between two massive, beloved, and well-known studios, A1 Pictures, who had the ever-living shit beat out of them by the former Digital Bro, Digibro, and the fan favorite and loved Studio Trigger, who may have single-handedly saved Cyberpunk 2077 from disaster. The show came and went, drumming up hype, intrigue, and conversation around Darling in the Franxx. For a moment, it took the internet by storm. Same with all of these other shows I just mentioned. 2018 was a good year to be an anime fan. Except, this has all happened before. The year is 2016. ReZero, Konosuba, Berserk 2016, Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, Erased, A Silent Voice, Your Name, Drifters, Mob Psycho, and My Hero Academia again. All these shows were popular, beloved, and some even claiming to be the new standard for anime, or even change anime forever. And yet, in 2024, they have all been forgotten. Not able to stand the test of times through the deluge of popcorn mass media garbage that drowns out any actual good show. The only buzz and attention these shows can drum up now are if a second or third season gets announced. This is even the case for big movies coming out. Mention Your Name, Silent Voice, but there's also Weathering with You, and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas. Both of which were big events at the time and, hyped up. But I'm sure there are plenty of you who completely forgot about those names until I brought it up. They simply don't have that long-lasting appeal as Akira, Ghost in the Shell, or literally anything white women with daddy issues' favorite studio Ghibli made. Before Hayao Miyazaki said he's too old for this gay anime shit for the 50th time, and they have to bring him back because who the fuck wants to watch Mary Flower Witch? Generic light novel adaptation after generic light novel adaptation after generic light novel. Each with a ridiculous, longer, and even more silly, totally kooky, self-aware gimmick, guys. Trying to one-up each other in this endless, stupid arm race of self-awareness. Isekai to another world, but as a vending machine. Isekai, but I'm a farmer. Isekai, but I wanted to be the weak guy, but now it turns out I'm the super secret strong boss. Isekai, but I'm a sword. Born in another world with my smartphone. Oh, I'm actually the Demon King, guys. Oh no, it's a slime. I'm a spider. This time I'm evil, but not really. In another world with an elf, just a fucking elf, and we've gone full fucking circle. In another world with level 2 super cheat powers as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to raise in the world. Oh, I was the hero, but now I'm banished. Soldiers live the slow life, the wrong way to use healing magic. It's the 7th time loop. The villainess creates a carefree married life to her worst enemy. Level 99 bullshit. I may be the hidden boss, but not the demon lord. What the fuck is that title? It's fucking stupid. Banished from the hero's party, so I decided to live the quiet life. That's just the same as the other stupid shit. Angel this, angel that. Oh, this girl's so fucking cute. She's a goddamn angel. Tiger, cherry magic 30-year virgin. If you make you a fucking wizard, fucking fuck. I'm a tank, but I got kicked from the hero's party. I'm a tank, but I'm a cute girl. Vampire Shaolin princess. But oh wait, she's actually super strong. I swear, guys. Discredited noble lady. I researched, but I'm teaching her to be lewd. Being lewd for fuck's sakes. Another goddamn idol show. It's all the same. It's the fucking same. It's the same fucking show with a different gimmick. Every fucking show is the same. The same faces, poses, camera places, style, music, characters. How can anyone take this fucking trash? Fucking CGI crowd, seriously, every goddamn shot, the only way it can be is because you're fucking used to it. You know it's not fucking acceptable. It's cheap. You know it's fucking cheap. But this was crippled out of fuck. It's cheap. You know it's cheap. You were this crafted. You know this was just crapped out on an unbelievably short deadline with just as small as a budget as possible. Working to actual death the animators all for what? So you can fucking have your eyes glazed over with cheap fucking entertainment. So you can't be considered popcorn at this point. It's fucking cardboard. You're just eating cardboard. Instead of consolidating and pulling in together talent and funds, these companies only get smaller and smaller and smaller every year. Every fucking year, there's these new studios that split off from some other studio that split off from this other fucking studio. So these studios are working on a bare minimum budget work staff with a bare bones budget to try and create enough slop to throw enough bullshit at the wall just to keep the lights on. So maybe one fucking day they can actually create this passion project that they split off from the studio to make in the first place, creating a never-ending spiral of just one more show. There's a fucking death spiral in quality of anime right now. Studios just need to make money, so they adapt the cheap, easy, low-bar stuff, mostly isekai light novels. The problem is because the studio is going to try to make this product as cheaply and fast as possible, a solid 40% of the work is going to be outsourced to an even more underfunded studio, giving us cheap, poorly made CGI crap that just looks bad and will scare away anyone who isn't a die-hard anime fan of the source fucking material or a weirdo who just watches everything. Both exist. And eventually, God came down and smited otakus like me for being too fucking annoying and created Netflix and streaming on YouTube and high-speed internet. It so was worth the consumer with so much bullshit coming out constantly. The quality doesn't fucking matter. The content shit doesn't matter as long as there's just enough bullshit. As long as there's so much crap that I don't have a single moment of silence. Because God forbid I have thought. Because if I think more than a fucking second, I'll realize how terrible everything is. All the times I have fucking nothing but distractions now behind the misery and terribleness of this globalized system that's built on nothing to make me feel as small as humanly possible. So I can come and be nothing more but data on a fucking spreadsheet. Just a fucking remake everything I've heard about. Just remake all the shit I've ever watched before so it can remind me of when I was a fucking child. So now, piss baby fucks will say, well, that's just how it always looks. Corners have to be cut. That's just the nature of the media, man. Stop nitpicking. Late stage capitalism at work, dog. So damn. Well, shit, I guess. I guess anime is all shit. Has always been shit. Except it's fucking not! I've seen good with my own two fucking eyes! I've seen good art! It exists! I was there! You can't just gaslight into me and thinking that every anime has been rushed, cookie cut out fucking McDonald's mass-produced outsourced piece of fucking fuck! There's so much shit spewing out constantly at every second of the day! Everything is trying to grab your attention to make you stay longer! Keep your eyes glazed over longer and longer! Keep you even more disconnected when you were before! Where's the passion? It's not the animator's fault. This is not an industry you go in for the money. This shit is hard, long, doesn't fucking pay well. You're not treated well. You're going to dream in frame counts. They didn't join. No one fucking joined this industry just to work on stupid shit like Death March to a Parallel Rhapsody. They joined because they probably saw Kill la Kill or Akira, Ghost in the Shell, fucking Gurren Lagann, FLCO. They saw that shit when they were kids and they're like, holy shit, I want to do that. That's what I want, and I can do that. That's what I want to be known for. But instead, they have to take whatever job they can get. So now Hideyoshi is stuck drawing the same slightly pouty poised main girl 6, 7 billion times. Anime has somehow created not only just an art style, but a stock template of character designs. But instead of taking basic building blocks and building on top of them like anything, a good show, adding different angles, different elements, colors, and lighting, most anime just seem to be satisfied with just these blocks. Probably because it's just cheap and easier to make. And by cheap and easier, I mean slightly cheaper and slightly easier. But who cares? Pump that shit out, fam!
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
The audience wants more, 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 and more, and more, and more! You gotta keep up with the zeitgeist, keep up with the conversation, you don't want to be left behind, do you? Fuck having a core foundation of shows that everyone's watched, so you can always be able to talk about anime. No! You gotta talk about what's keeping my goldfish attention span now! Don't do it! Don't fall for this easily only arms race, it's not fucking worth it! To keep up with the conversation if you just watch the classics and shit you like, you'll always have a baseline of anime and knowledge to be able to conversate with anyone and everyone and actually be interesting instead of just a weird vague conglomerate of popular anime that year. You become more trend than person. Give me more memes, more. Don't make the best show, don't make the best game, don't make the best food, don't make the best movie, cartoon, music, YouTube video, joke, house, argument. Just make the fucking fastest until we all drown in a sewer pool of our own fecal matter of shit. Do we forget the times when we actually get to breathe air that isn't covered in piss and shit? The lower the average gets, the less you have to work to make something that blows the world out of the water because it's mediocre. Is it because we haven't accepted mediocrity? We've accepted shit. Ah! Fuck! But in a world where good things have existed and still come out, why does mediocre plastic garbage come out and forcefully drown out everything that comes before it and still gets a higher ranking on my anime list? Are we all just coom-addled infants that just want to see cute girls? Or is it because no one cares? Looking at the reviews of these types of shows really highlights the picture. And just saying the show is generic, but since it looked pretty enough and had a plot line they kind of liked, or at least found it mildly easy enough to understand while still being interesting, maybe it is just cute girls. But I get it. Once upon a time, there was a wizard living in the darkness of his room, and he said A1 Pictures is the McDonald's of anime in every way possible. And I am now here to build upon that idea and say anime has become the McDonald's of anime because it's convenient, because it's familiar, because it's there, because it's pervasive, because I just got off work at 12 a.m. and nowhere else is open and I'm starving. Because when I'm in a new town and I don't know where to eat, I can see the golden arches on the hill and at least be aware that food is available there. Because sometimes I don't want to pay for a nice restaurant. Because sometimes I don't want to think that hard about what's for dinner. Because sometimes it's all I can afford and it's all that's nearby. Because sometimes, against my better judgment, I just want it. And I'm just as guilty for perpetuating this as anyone else. I'm not perfect. The overstimulation of daily life is effective, numbs the brain, makes both you and I intellectually lazy. Because the world is slowly falling apart while we're still alive. Because the economy everywhere is in the shitter and we're all working jobs we don't want to work. Because I know the thousands of my money is going to the same handful of people perpetuating this. So I ask myself, why should I care about the quality of media I'm consuming?